Hi everyone, welcome to On the Other Hand. I'm Ariane Zercher, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the purl stitch. Someone requested the purl stitch in a group that I'm in on Facebook. I smiled because I had been waiting for someone to request how to do the purl stitch. The purl stitch, perhaps more than any other stitch that I know of, creates quite a bit of fear and trepidation among stitchers, whether you're a beginner or a more advanced. If you're also left-handed, that adds a very specific twist, excuse the pun, to an already somewhat daunting stitch. But in reality, the purl stitch is actually quite easy. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate it to you in the way that Spargo taught me. Grab something to stitch with, a piece of wool or whatever you want to stitch with, some thread, it doesn't matter what it is. I would recommend, however, that you use one of the heavier weight threads to begin, just so that you can see the stitch until you get a bit more comfortable with it. It might also be helpful to do this with me as I'm doing it, pausing the video as you need to and stitching along. Probably more than any other stitch, this is one of those that really can be quite helpful if you're stitching along. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. If you do subscribe and want to get a notification of when the next video is being posted, you need to hit the little bell. I only learned this recently, but evidently if you just hit the subscribe button, you won't necessarily get a little notification, but if you hit the bell, you will. I love hearing from you, so leave me any comments or questions you might have in the comment section below. If there's a stitch that you'd like me to demonstrate, please tell me what that is and I'll put it on my list. Come along and stitch with me. I have my number 18 chenille needle. I have my number 5 variegated Eleganza, Spargo's variegated Eleganza thread in colorway EZM 47. I've done a couple of little purl stitches. I'm going to show you how. You've come up. You're now going to take a little stitch right here. I'm doing them fairly small. You can do them farther apart. I'm now going to take my needle and I'm going to go right down into that stitch there that I've just done. I'm going to turn my needle counterclockwise to the 1 o'clock position. My thread will be going to the right. I'm wrapping it around completely, holding that wrap with my thumb as I pull the thread through. That is going to give me a little purl. I'm going to come up. I'm going to go down through that stitch, that little dash that I've made. I'm going to turn my needle to the 1 o'clock position, have my thread underneath the needle, wrapping it clockwise. Pull my needle through while anchoring with my thumb that wrap. I'm going to do it one more time. Go down through the little dash that I've made, twist my needle counterclockwise to the 1 o'clock position with my thread underneath, wrap it completely around. You're going to see 2 stitches here on the needle. Anchor it down with my right thumb, pull my thread through, and that's going to make my little purl. Come up. Go back down through that little dash that I've made, twisting my needle, right? It's at the 6 o'clock position. I'm twisting my needle up to the 1 o'clock position, making sure my thread is around, underneath, wrapping it around so that there are 2 little stitches, holding that, anchoring it with my thumb, pulling it through, and there it is. I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like in a number 3 weight. I've threaded my chenille number 18 needle with a number 3 weight. This is Spargo's EZ33 Eleganza thread. Coming up right where I ended the number 5. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come down, take a little stitch, pull my thread through, come down with my needle, turn my needle counterclockwise to the 1 o'clock position, make sure that thread is underneath, wrapped fully around, anchor with my right thumb, pull through. Do it one more time, and then I'm going to do it with a different kind of thread. Taking my little stitch, pulling through, go down with the needle, turning it to the 1 o'clock position counterclockwise, making sure that thread is going to the right, wrapping it around a full rotation. It looks like 2 stitches are wrapped there. Anchor that with my thumb, my right thumb, pull my needle through. Let's try it with a different kind of thread just so you see what the possibilities are. I'm going to do the purl stitch in the Petite Very Velvet. I've threaded my number 18 chenille needle. Take a little stitch here. So I'm working as a left-handed person. I'm going to work from right to left. Come up, take my stitch just to the left of that initial point, come down through my dash, turn my needle counterclockwise to 1 o'clock position, have my thread underneath the needle pointing to the right, wrap completely, a full rotation. You'll see what looks like 2 wraps, the initial stitch and the full wrap. Anchor that with my right thumb, pull the thread through. I'm going to try it with the Dala thread from Spargo. The Dala thread is actually brainchild of Kelly Spargo, Sue's eldest daughter, who hand dyes these. She does such a beautiful job. It's a lovely, lovely thread. If you haven't used it, I really encourage you to give it a shot. It's closest to, I would say, a number 3 weight. I'm going to thread my number 18 chenille needle with it. Come up right where I ended with my Petite Very Velvet. I take my little stitch here. I'm going to go down, twist my needle counterclockwise to the 1 o'clock position, have my thread anchored under the needle, a full rotation around so that I have what looks like 2 wraps. I'm going to anchor that with my right thumb, take a stitch, go down, twist counterclockwise to the 1 o'clock position, full rotation around, anchor with my right thumb. And finally, I'm going to do the cotton ribbon floss. Again, threading it on my 18 chenille. Come up where I ended with my Dala. Take my stitch. Go down through that little dash. Twist to the 1 o'clock position. Wrap an entire rotation around. Anchor with my thumb. Helps sometimes if you have a pair of needle nose pliers. These are my jewelry pliers. So there's the pearl and the ribbon floss cotton. This is the pearl in the Dala, Kelly Spargo's Dala. This is in Petite Very Velvet. This is a number 3 Eleganza, and this is the number 5 variegated Eleganza. I hope you found this helpful, and it took some of the fear out of the purl stitch. It's actually quite easy once you get the hang of it. Please leave me any comments or questions you might have. If you have a stitch you'd like me to demonstrate, tell me that in the comment section below. Check out the description. That's where I put links to all the different threads that I've used, as well as Sue Spargo's Creative Stitching book. Don't forget to hit the like button button and subscribe. If you want to get notifications when I've posted a new video, you need to click on the bell. I believe it's to the right of the subscribe button. If you just subscribe, you won't necessarily get a notification. Thanks so much for watching. Here's to stitching together.